What's the fastest you've seen someone fired from a job? I was 22 and working at a small family-owned restaurant in my hometown during summer break from college. The owner, Mr. Giannis, was this strict old Greek man who took immense pride in his business. He'd built it from nothing after immigrating 40 years ago and treated the place like his temple. The staff knew his rules were absolute. No phones during shifts, always greet customers within 30 seconds, and never ever argue with a customer. One Friday night, we were absolutely slammed. The line was out the door, every table filled, and we were short-staffed because 2 servers had called out sick. I'd been running between tables for 5 hours straight without even a water break when this new guy, Trevor, started his very first shift. Mr. Giannis had hired him earlier that week, desperate for help. Trevor seemed nice enough during the 15-minute training I gave him before throwing him onto the floor. About an hour into his shift, I noticed a commotion at one of his tables. This middle-aged couple was clearly upset, gesturing at their food while Trevor stood there, arms crossed, shaking his head. I tried to make my way over, but got caught taking an order from a table of 8. By the time I looked back, Trevor was raising his voice. The entire restaurant got quieter as people turned to watch. I heard him say, "Look, lady, I didn't cook the damn food. If you don't like it, that's not my problem." The woman's face turned bright red while her husband stood up, demanding to speak to a manager. Mr. Giannis emerged from the kitchen like a storm cloud. He was always somehow aware when something was wrong in his restaurant. He approached the table, apologizing profusely, then turned to Trevor. Without raising his voice, he simply said, "Give me your apron." Trevor tried to explain himself, claiming the customers were being unreasonable, but Mr. Giannis just held out his hand. "Apron, now." Trevor reluctantly untied it and handed it over. "You're fired." 7 minutes on the floor is all it took. Must be some kind of record. The restaurant was dead silent as Trevor walked out, cursing under his breath. Mr. Giannis comped the couple's meal, brought them fresh dishes himself, and even sat down with them for a few minutes, making them laugh. By the time they left, they were smiling and promised to come back soon. After closing, Mr. Giannis gathered the remaining staff. Instead of being angry, he just looked tired. "This place is my life," he told us. "Every person who walks through that door deserves respect. They choose to spend their hard-earned money here. They choose us. We never forget that." The next day, I found out the couple Trevor had disrespected were actually celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary. They'd had their first date at that very restaurant when Mr. Giannis had just opened it. They'd been coming back every year since. Trevor lasted exactly 7 minutes on the job before getting fired, but that night taught me more about business, respect, and pride than 4 years of college ever did. In that moment, a spark of insight ignited within me. I realized every gesture mattered, and respect grew from diligence and humility. That lesson endures as a quiet guide in all I do. I will not forget it. In that moment, a spark of insight ignited within me. I realized every gesture mattered, and respect grew from diligence and humility. That lesson endures as a quiet guide in all I do. I will not forget it. In that moment, a spark of insight ignited within me. I realized every gesture mattered, and respect grew from diligence and humility. That lesson endures as a quiet guide in all I do. I will not forget it. Memories will not fade.